Hello my friends and welcome back to our blind let's play Ace Attorney Investigation 2 Miles Edgeworth the Prosecutor's Path. My name is FlightlessBird, this year's story-based game channel, and today we pick it up in the PIC room with the trial of Miles Edgeworth. Well, 10 members are present, the quorum has been met. From here on out, let the council begin. Let's do this, my friends. Hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic day today. Well, today's deliberation shall be about, let's see. Miles Edgeworth's aptitude and ability as a prosecutor, of course. Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, let our members discuss this matter with a clear conscience of the goddess of law. A clear conscience, you say? Don't make me laugh. Well, Courtney, please give us your report. On April 5th, Prosecutor Edgeworth carried out an illegal investigation and resisted arrest. He was arrested by two of our members who caught him in the act, myself and Blaze, the best. Prosecutor Edgeworth disrupted the investigation of attorney Jill Klein's murder. He claims that the culprit, Kay Faraday, was arrested without sufficient evidence. Even now, his claim remains unchanged. Well, tell us more, about the murder incident. On April 5th, the victim's body was found here in the PIC meeting room. Regarding the details, I, Sebastian the best prosecutor, will enlighten you. The prosecutor in charge, Sebastian the best. He'll explain the rest of the details. The murder happened on the night of April the 4th. The victim was one Jill Crane. Oh, look at this. That's a really interesting picture. On the same night, a black market auction was being held in this very meeting room. I guess Miss Crane was taking part in the auction. Yep. The murder occurred in the middle of the auction, did it not? Oh, that's Courtney. Sorry. I was so to the beat there. The murder occurred in the middle of the auction, did it not? When Miss Crane was found, she was dressed like the conductor of the auction. However, based on the fact that the auction continued after the murder occurred, I deduced that Miss Crane could not have been the conductor. Yeah, thanks to me. You weren't the one who made that deduction. Exactly. Sebastian, please show everyone the basis for the arrest of the culprit. You got it, Justine. Kay Faraday was unable to bear the weight of a good conscience. I believe you mean her guilty conscience. Yes, it was a guilty conscience that drove her to confess the crime. According to her confession, on the roof of this building, she met a figure in a red raincoat on the viewing platform. Crane, he was wearing a red raincoat? Huh, kinda looks like mine, doesn't it? I'm sure that's not a coincidence at all, yeah, huh? Yes, that's correct. The culprit used the conductor's clothes as a red herring to mislead us. Haha, it's truly a red herring, because it was red. Okay, anyway. At the time of the murder, Miss Crane was wearing a red raincoat. Sort of like what he's wearing too, isn't he? Everyone's wearing red, it seems. It was I who discovered the red raincoat near this building. He did? I'm sure it was the forensics teams who found it. To be more precise, it was the forensics team. Oh, I love this game. It was the forensics team under Sebastian's orders who discovered it. I thought as much. According to the blood analyses, The person in the red raincoat and Miss Crane were the same person. The decisive evidence is the culprit's own confession. She testified that she killed her. That's right. The culprit is Kay Faraday. I couldn't have been anyone else but her. Well then, Edgeworth. If you have any objections, let's hear them. So that way my idiot son can shut up with his stupid singing and all. I wish I had an objection so he would shut up, but no. I have no objections. Well, I see. Well, it seems all the fights got at. I didn't even have a chance to finish. I have no objections to your claim that I investigated illegally. I admit to that. However, I object to the claim that Kay is the culprit. I will testify that Sebastian's investigation was fair and just. Ha 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 ha. Of course it was, Justine. Don't you know that I'm the fairest of them all? Maybe that should be a new job. Like model instead of being a lawyer. By the way, what's up with your hair? It looks like it's forming a question mark. Like even your hair is wondering if what you just said is true or not. I mean, look at this. Is that not like a question mark sticking up? Hey, Edgeworth, my boy. Despite how things may seem, you know, I actually kind of like you. You know, and this is just, an if, you see. If you were to withdraw your objection, I might be sitting on this side of the bench tomorrow. What? Wait, what? I'll ask you one more time, Edgeworth. I mean, do you have any objections? Is he trying to bribe me? Cause that's what it sounds like. Hey, Edgeworth, shut up. Let Kay take the fall, and you can have Jill's seat. Now that right there reeks of desperation. Although he's been reeking of desperation for a while now. Has nothing to do with him sweating. Has to do with him trying to rush things like really, really fast. Don't take me for a fool. I'd advise you to watch what you say. This man is the one who should watch what he's saying. I'm talking about the case, not about a chair. I demand a testimony. By all means, let me hear it. I want to know how the PIC understands this case. Testimony from us, eh? Fine then. That's what it takes to make you happy. Courtney, little lass over there, give the materials from the investigation, would you? Sir, but that's... it's the end of the line for him. I'll let him go out in a blaze of glory. If you insist, Mr. Chairman. Received evidence from Judge Courtney. Why don't we have a, what do you call that, Courtney? Yeah. Courtney, give me the testimony, would you? I have no objections. Mr. Edgeworth? Don't worry, Kay. You just watch from over there. Summary of the case. Bring it on. Miss Crane went to the black market auction as a customer. The red raincoat was one of the items up for auction. We believe that she left her seat after winning the bid for it. The only exit from the storeroom is the hatch that leads to the viewing platform. Miss Crane went out to the viewing platform where she was attacked by Kay Faraday. And that was how she met her end. And that concludes my summary of the case. The red raincoat was up for auction. Is that a fact? It is quite likely. The red raincoat had been a piece of evidence in the assassination attempt of the president of Zhangfa, as you well know. Originally, should have been stored in an appropriate place. But when I asked about it, I learned that it went missing. And it somehow made its way to the black market auction. Certainly a natural conclusion. Well, my. So well done, Courtney. Your explanation is as clear as ever. I am much obliged. Prosecutor Edgeworth, will you concede defeat now? Heh, sorry, but I don't plan on it. I see. I am relieved. Relieved? What does she mean? Like, I'm more and more thinking that she knows something is wrong. I feel it. I feel like she's not our enemy. This is almost like the one case between what was it, 2-4? Between Edgeworth and Phoenix, where they were trying to hash out the truth in a way to support each other. That's kind of what this feels like. I really feel she is our ally. And she's hoping that we can be the instrument that she can use to bust Blaze, who is the mastermind behind all of this. That's my theory. I'm still sticking with it because ever since she showed up in the jail cell, it makes me more and more curious why she would do that. Come to think of it, the reason for questioning me yesterday remains a mystery. Just what is she thinking? It's like she knows what our resolve is, and because of that, she's letting us be ourselves. Because she knows if we are driven to do the right thing, we're going to find the answer that she needs in order to bust open another case. Could she be working for Francisca? Ooh, could she be an agent of Von Karma? Huh. Summary of the case. Miss Crane went to the black market auction as a customer. So, you're saying that a member of the PIC was involved in illicit dealings? Regarding that, I have no response. Well, he's right, you know? After this hearing is over, we're going to have to, clean up our act, yeah. Gotta burn the whole place down, you know, and just start over. Well, okay, maybe not literally burn down, but we need to do a purifying cleansing sort of thing. A splendid decision, Mr. Chairman. Ah, yes, I like fire, what can I say? But now, it is only natural, you see? There's no need to flatter me, you know? But, you know, has nothing to do with you at all, Edgeworth. Because by then, you won't even be the prosecutor anymore, you see? Let me clean his glasses up. Now I can see, haha. Well, now this terrible business has been cleared up. Yes, sir, I will continue. The red raincoat was one of the items up for auction. So, the red raincoat was also up for auction. Yes, it had belonged to Chalet de Killa. Based on the circumstances, we must consider that it was up in an item for an auction, you see? What did he even say? Anyway, that was what he wore when he targeted the president of Zhang Fa. There was a mannequin that was positioned unnaturally amidst the auction goods. Oh, that's what the coat was. But there was a price missing. Was there a price missing because it was already bought? That may have been where the red raincoat had been on display. Do you know how the goods were procured? We're currently investigating it, but it's none of your concern, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Soon you'll be nothing more than an ordinary individual, and then you will be finished. It seems the results of this deliberation have already been decided. Enough about me. Please continue your testimony. Since the raincoat had been up for auction, We believe that she left her seat after winning the bid for it. Why would the victim immediately leave her seat? That had to do with how the auction was conducted. It seems that after the winning bid, the winner was required to pay for the item immediately. Well, that matches up with Miss Hart's testimony. We believe that Miss Crane paid her bid for the raincoat and then immediately tried to leave the auction. The only exit from the storeroom is a hatch that leads to the viewing platform. The victim was a PIC member. Couldn't she have also just left from the meeting room? Yeah, with the keycard. If she had done so during the auction, she would have revealed who she was. Then its existence would have been revealed to the public. Yeah, I saw that one coming. Since Miss Hart knew about it, it seems the cat is already out of the bag. The customers were required to enter and exit from the hatch. Miss Crane was simply following protocol. Considering where the murder took place, she must have tried to leave through here. Miss Crane went out to the viewing platform where she was attacked by Kay Faraday. Why would Kay do such a thing? We intend to question her about that later. Later? That seems to be her favorite time for interrogations. If the culprit was aware that the customers were required to exit from the hatch, it would have been easy to lie in wait for an ambush. Miss Crane was attacked when she was leaving the hatch. That was how she met her end, and that concludes my summary of the case. Met her end? What do you mean by that? She passed away, or to be more precise, she was murdered. The candelabra was one of the items in the auction. Therefore, Kay should not have been able to get her hands on it. If she was able to lie in wait for the attack, then she must have known about the storeroom. If she sneaked into the storeroom during the auction, she could have obtained it. Well, now, if you only had some way to know for sure. Where the candelabra was during the entire auction, you know? I mean, how about it? There is no such evidence. My apologies. We hope to find that evidence soon. Don't we have that evidence? Edgeworth, ain't so bad, you know? Seems like you won't be able to use this line of attack. The victim encountered the culprit on top of the roof, and the crime occurred there. According to her reasoning, the murder took place at the viewing platform. But was that really the case? Some piece of evidence must tell the whole story behind it. I should try looking again. Okay. So... it's either this one or this one. Which one? And I believe we had to choose the costume shop. Judge Courtney, don't you have a problem with that statement just now? Should I have a problem with it? Exactly, because there's no problem at all. In that case, you should have refrained from speaking in the first place. Urgh. I don't think that left a good impression. I don't think so either. Go here? Because this has blood in the trunk, right? Oh, we have blood on the hit and lift at all as well. Oh! So we have two possibilities. I still think it's the costume trunk. I still don't think it's a costume trunk. Judge Courtney, could you take a look at this piece of evidence? I'm afraid I cannot accept that piece of evidence. I do not believe it has any relation to my testimony. She's nothing like Sebastian. However, I won't back down so easily. So the problem is... the thing we're attacking doesn't really... It's kind of vague, because if it said that's, you know, where she died, it would be one thing. Are you serious? That didn't work either? How did that not work? That didn't work either? What? What am I supposed to attack? Oh, did I hit the wrong evidence? I think I hit the wrong evidence twice. No, I didn't hit the wrong evidence twice. And we got a new contradiction message. I cannot authorize this statement. And why not? Because it's obvious you're bluffing. Is that the impression I give off? What the heck? And below we found the hood. Photo of someone in a red raincoat. But she's already bleeding. There we go. Finally! Good lord! I got stuck on that one. I lost about half my hit points too. Judge Courtney, I have found it to be strange for a while now. Why is Miss Hart here with us? She is an eyewitness to this case. It is only natural for her to be in attendance. Ah, shucks. Haha. I reckon I'm more of an ear-witness than an eyewitness. Heh. It seems that gaining the trust of others isn't your strong point, Judge Courtney. Perhaps I simply do not wish to be as tactless as you. It appears you have failed to get the witness to tell you the most vital information. Please look at this photo. This was taken by Miss Hart. This photo seems to have been taken in the storeroom, and what of it? According to your reasoning, the incident took place on the viewing platform. However, Miss Hart encountered the incident in the storeroom. That's right. It had taken place just before this photo was taken. Well, wait, if that's true, then Justine's reasoning... Exactly. It does not hold up. Whoa, whoa, what? Miss Hart, allow me to ask you again. You saw the person in the photo with your own eyes, correct? I sure did. I seen him in plain as day with my own two eyes. And what did you think at that time? Well, I figured I was about to get me a big scoop, you know? I guess that makes sense. That's not what I meant. What did you think of that person? Huh? Well, I reckon she'd help me bring home the bacon. Are you mocking me? Ah, shucks. Don't make that scary old face. It was just a harmless little joke. But now's not the time for jokes. Person in the red raincoat? Well, I reckon they were the culprit. I hope you understand now. The crime occurred in the... Prosecutor Edgeworth. I cannot understand your argument if you did not say it out loud. If you had simply asked, I would have been more than willing to explain. Explain what? The sounds Miss Hart heard may not necessarily be related to the case. That is impossible. Enough of your excuses. Was the voice that Miss Hart heard really that of Miss Crane? sure a shady conversation must have had something to do with the case. What did a voice sound like? I heard a voice? Well, it beats me. How was I supposed to know? They were both using voice changers. Yes, the voices Miss Hart heard have been altered by a device. We must therefore question whether or not they have any bearing on this case. You need not object just because you want to sigh. Judge Courtney, it seems I have greatly overestimated you. No. Courtney is quite amazing, you see? Much better than my idiot son. You claim that the sounds Miss Hart heard have no bearing on this case. Even if they do not, it doesn't change the fact that the crime took place in the storeroom. At the very least, the crime must have occurred before the victim went up to the rooftop. The reason being, the evidence proves the crime occurred before the victim went up to the viewing platform. That is the blood, which I pointed out a few times. At first, I thought the person in the red raincoat was the culprit. Well, Miss Hart's testimony certainly made it sound that way. Precisely. It was because she saw that person's hand was covered in blood. Anyone who heard a testimony would have arrived at the same conclusion. The person in the red raincoat was the culprit, and the blood on her hand was the victim's. However, if the person in the red raincoat was the victim, then the situation changes completely. Since blood can be seen in this photo, it must have been taken after the crime occurred. It seems we run into the wrong impression in regards to the victim's condition. This photo shows the true condition of the victim. The victim was still alive after the attack. The victim was definitely attacked in the storeroom. Immediately afterward, the victim was seen with blood on her hand. That must mean the victim was still alive even after she was attacked. The blood on her hand must have come from her own wound. No way! Are you saying that she died from a hand injury? No. No, that is not the case. I suspect she just held her hand against her wound. It can't be seen in the photo, but at this moment, she must have already suffered a fatal wound. Ho, well, that's true. You know, that changed a lot of things, you know? It seems you understand. This refutes the allegations against Kay. Kay encountered the victim after this picture was taken. I believe at that point in time, the victim was already on the verge of death. It's likely Kay just happened to be present when the victim reached the end of her strength. That is quite the coincidence. Indeed. I can only say that she was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Prosecutor Edgeworth, it seems that you have forgotten a crucial fact. Oh, you mean that, right? Oh, he must be pretending that he hasn't noticed it, you see? What did you say? Are you implying that I forgot something? Well, Courtney, I think it's about time you gave him the last of his, rights. Spelled R-I-T-E-S instead of R-I-G-H-T-S. Haha. Hey, Pops, Justine's with me, you know? Don't order her around like that. You know, even though you're my son, I mean, golly, you are so embarrassing. I'm not embarrassing. I'm sorry, but you're both rather embarrassing. Justine, give Mr. Edgeworth his, Very well. I shall give him his last rites. Bring it on. Edgeworth's Contradiction. When the body was found, there were 3 wounds in Miss Crane's chest. I'm sure you're well aware what kind of wounds those were, right? Yes, she was stabbed in the heart with a 3-pronged candelabra. Is there any person who could survive such an injury? Please take a close look at the autopsy report. Can you still say the same thing after reading it? Well done, Justine. With this, Mr. Edgeworth will. I will offer a rebuttal, of course. Why would you do that? Did you hear what Justine just said? You know what he kind of looks like? He kind of looks like, Flowey at the end of the genocide run. With the, like, the tears and everything. Of course I did. And I still plan to object to it. It's not fair! You're always opposed to me at every turn. It was never my intention to oppose you. Huh? Really? See, now it's here sticking up like an exclamation mark. How have I not noticed these things before? Oh, man. This guy's got so much character on him. It's simply not worth my time. I see. So that's how it is. Yep. After all, I'm... Oh, that's enough, you know? You're embarrassing your father, you see? Huh? What do you mean, Pops? Alright, let's do this. First off... Oh. I read that wrong. I read that as the cause of death was the head wound and the stab wounds were post-mortem. What if it was like that? The victim's body was discovered in the PIC meeting room. The estimated time of death is sometime between late night and midnight. The cause of death was stab wounds to the left chest with a candelabra. Head wound was post-mortem. Burn mark on victim's hand. I don't know. Well, let me go through this. The wounds. That sounds rather painful. Indeed. We must punish the culprit accordingly. Kay, do not listen to what she says. Judge Courtney, please continue your reasoning. Very well. She had 3 wounds. I'm sure you're well aware what kind of wounds those were, right? Why don't you ask Sebastian instead? Of course. Sebastian knows all about it. Me? Yeah, I know everything. He's obviously lying. Oh, Sebastian, I mean, maybe you should, sneak a peek at the autopsy report, you know? Let's see here. The fatal wound was caused by the candelabra. Oh, so that's how it was. Ahem. The cause of the wound was just as Sebastian said. Yes, she was stabbed in the heart with a 3-pronged candelabra. So the cause of death was a stab wound to the heart, is that correct? Yes, the candelabra pierced right into her heart. Since this was Dr. Young's medical opinion, it must be the truth. The coroner's medical opinion follows my own opinion, therefore it's perfect. I certainly cannot ignore the autopsy reports, however... Hey, don't ignore my opinion. Anyway, however, the cause of death was a stab wound to the victim's chest. Wouldn't it contradict that piece of evidence? He's totally ignoring me, Justine. Say something. Yes, I will not allow you to ignore my reasoning. Stabbed in the heart. I am not an expert. I am not an expert. But what is your heart in your body? I know it sounds dumb, okay? That sounds really, really, really dumb, FlightlessBird. But it's a question that I don't know how an answer to. So, where is the heart in your body? Just doing a simple Google search. The heart is roughly the size of a fist and sits in the middle of your chest, slightly to the left. So it's in the middle of your chest, slightly to the left. Okay. So it doesn't sit off to the side somewhere. So with that said, the wounds are slightly off to the left, but if our heart is, if we're assuming our heart is right here. Wait, go back. If we're assuming that our heart is right here, then these wounds wouldn't have hit her heart. It even says to the left chest. It doesn't say to the heart. Right? I don't know, am I looking too into that? Well, let's continue on first. Is there any person who could survive such an injury? At the very least, we cannot be certain that she died instantly. Even if she still had a little bit of life left, I doubt she would have held on for long. Can people survive after being stabbed in the chest? In some cases, maybe they can. Though maybe they can't. Thanks, the best. That's helpful. Huh? So in the end, which one is it? No such human exists. If you think they do, then first. Unless they're a Time Lord and they have two hearts. Please take a close look at the autopsy report. Can you still say the same thing after reading it? According to the autopsy report, the stab wounds to the left chest caused a fatality. Correct. The autopsy report itself is the foundation for my reasoning. In other words, I just had to shatter that foundation, right? I don't find that amusing at all. I look forward to seeing you try. Nevertheless, please take a close look at the autopsy report before you make a rebuttal. Show me that your reasoning is not just mere conjecture. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth? We'll be fine, Kay. There's nothing for you to worry about. Evidence that the victim was alive after the incident. If I can just find that, Kay will be... Am I looking at this wrong? Am I looking at there needs to be... I need to look at this and attack this. I mean, I do have this blood here. The items up for auction, piece of evidence of past cases. That doesn't help me right now. That doesn't help right now. The prongs of the candelabra are covered in blood. Shape matches up with victims. So I need to either attack this with one of these two, or I need to attack the fact that she didn't get stabbed in her heart. I think because they haven't given us any evidence that the heart could be slightly off to the left side of the chest, I think because of that, it's probably not it. I'm looking at this wrong because they would have told us something about, you know, is that truly where our heart is or something, right? I don't think they would require the knowledge of exactly where your heart is in your chest or exactly where the wounds are. So I think it has to be one of these two. It wasn't that one. Judge Courtney, could you take a look at this piece of evidence? I'm afraid I cannot accept that piece of evidence. I do not believe it has any relation to my testimony. She's nothing like Sebastian. Yeah, I know that. How about we just present the autopsy report? I know this sounds crazy. Okay, that was crazy. So let me do the autopsy report here. Never mind, that's not it either. All right, well, I may actually lose on this one. I haven't yet lost in this game, and so I haven't really seen the game over screens. So I'm actually okay with that. Although it would be nice if I didn't get driven to this point. Let's see. Is there any person who could survive such an injury? The German ninja could? No. Yes, I've already heard this message. It'd be nice if I could skip it. Next time for sure, I'll provide the evidence I was silent so for good. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, alright. Well, it's time to see the game over screen. I haven't really seen it yet, so why not? To come this far only to lose the truth. But it seems there's nothing I can do now. And the truth was also all eternity? Hello? Thus, the truth was also all eternity. Yep, okay. It's the same as the first game. It's good to know, though. Okay, remember when I said that was painless? No, that was not painless. That was about 15 minutes of doing this over and over and over again because this game doesn't have a retry system like the first game did. At least I thought it did. Yeah, basically after I died, so quote unquote, I had to go all the way back to my original save, which was the start of this video, which was about 40 plus minutes ago. That was a lot of clicking. Yeah. So we're finally back here. And we're gonna try to figure this thing out. I didn't mean that. Okay, well, let me look at this again. When the body was found, there were 3 wounds on the chest. I'm sure you're well aware what these are. And I'm assuming that she did get stabbed in the heart, right? Because the game wouldn't expect anything less of that. So yes, she was stabbed in the heart with the 3-pronged candelabra. Is there any person who could survive such an injury, a stab to the heart? Please take a close look at the autopsy report. Can you still say the same thing after reading it? So if I look at the autopsy report, I go back to something I said earlier. I'll go back to something I said earlier. So, what if we're wrong on the cause of death? What if the head wound was the cause of death and the stab wounds were post-mortem? Why would she get hit in the head anyway? Yeah, what's the point of hitting her in the head? Unless she was hit in the head first in a fight, she tried to get away. Then something happened where she ended up back in the storeroom, and then she was garroted. Is that the way, or garroted? In the chest with the candelabra. But what evidence do we have that she was hit in the head first? Stop this. Okay, red raincoat, the victim's fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. Meeting room blood. Pool of blood found in the meeting room was left behind. Costume trunk. A killer hid the victim in this box. Bloodstain was found on the hidden lift. Photo of someone in the red raincoat. So she's wearing the raincoat here. And she has the blood on her. And she touched her head with the blood. If she got hit with the head, you know, the head wound first. After the conductor and another person entered the storeroom, one of them suddenly started screaming. Then we have different gloves. Missing its left horn. Lotta's testimony. Conductor clothes. Victim's letter. No. So we gotta say that she was struck in the head first. That's how she survived. That's how she survived an injury, because her injury wasn't what we think it was. So here's a picture that was taken just after the crime. So this picture was taken after the crime. And she's already bleeding, which means if she's already bleeding and she was hit in the head first, and this was after the crime occurred, then this would be proof that she was hit in the head first. So we just gotta show the picture again. Really, game? Come on. By the way, if you're wondering how I'm missing a part of my life, it's because I did this non-stop. And there was that one point where you had to select the one of the three choices over here. And because I was just mashing the A button, and the answer's on the bottom, that's why I lost health. Any way she could survive such an injury? She's bleeding here. The victim's fingerprints and blood were found on the hood, which supports this picture because she has blood on her hands. So the blood is on her hood and she was stabbed in the chest. Why is there blood on the hood and not blood on the chest? I guess not. No? What am I doing wrong? I should really save. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna save the game. Save the game. That way if I die again, I'll be okay. So what if I do the hood here? I'm getting stuck on this, my friends. It's been a while since I've been stuck on one, though. I'm okay with that. I really am. It's been a while. Let me try the other option here. The jacket. When the autopsy report, 7 wounds to the left chest caused a fatality. The autopsy report itself is a foundation, so the autopsy report is flawed. So we just have to say that the head injury is the first injury. But I've been trying to say that non-stop and nothing will happen. She's almost like telling me too, take a look at the autopsy report. Don't you see it's wrong? Yes, I see it's wrong. How do I tell you that? When the body was found, there were 3 wounds in Mrs. Crane's chest. I'm sure you're well aware what kind of wounds those were. Those were the puncture wounds. She was stabbed in the heart with the 3-pronged candelabra. She was indeed stabbed in the heart with the 3-pronged candelabra. Is there any person who could survive such an injury? Please take a close look at the autopsy report. Can you still say the same thing after reading it? Alright, well, I'm stuck. I am legit stuck here. I don't know what to do or how to explain it. Because I think I know what to say. I just don't know how to say it. So I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a while for Ace Attorney, which is I'm gonna pause here a little bit earlier than normal. And I'm gonna ask the #1 YouTube comedian in all of YouTube to please give me a nudge or a hint without outright spoiling it. And if you do outright spoil it, like put a spoiler in the comment section and then scroll down a little bit and then say the spoiler. That way I could look at the clues or nudges first before looking at the spoiler, if I need the spoiler. Because, well, the truth of the matter is when you go and try to look up answers in games, sometimes you see more than you should, and I've been trying not to do that as much as possible. So rather than me go look up the answer to this, I'll just ask you guys instead. That way I'm not going to see something I'm not supposed to see. It usually works out better that way. But hey, I hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastic day. Sorry we got stuck here on the end. But we'll make more progress in the next episode. I believe that. I love you all so very much. Thank you for everything. I've actually been recording for 1 hour and 15 minutes because of that load screen problem. So needless to say, yeah, I've been at this for a while. You all have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.